Hello everybody and welcome back to another FTB Infinity Skyblock video. I apologize for the no video yesterday. I am not 100% at the moment. A little bit exhausted, all that kind of stuff. But hopefully another nice early bed tonight. And I should be right as rain in no time. So thank you guys so much for the support. As per always, leaving likes, subscribing, all that kind of stuff. You guys rock. You've been awesome. So let's worry about our ore situation here now. Now, the ore situation is a bit of a thing, but we're going to get into some drawers, and in particular, the compacting drawers. So we're going to need a decent amount of pistons and some stone. Actually, I should get some of that stone cooking here while we're waiting. So pretty straightforward stuff for the most part, and we need to set up a little system for all of the main ores, which are these guys here. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So there's 8 total there. I'm not going to do yellorium yet. We will at some point, but not just quite yet. So I want to get those main 8 done. I don't know why that's doing that on the caches there. You can see a little bit of blurriness, I think. Well, my FPS is capped for some reason. Why is that the case? That should not be the case. Unlimited. Strange. Let me restart the recording software. I have been having a few issues with it, so I'll restart it and everything here. But we need to get compacting drawers to convert all of this stuff. Now, I haven't played around with this yet, so it'll be kind of experimental to see what happens. But I know for a fact that they will compact the broken ores, but then I think we might need to get some auto hammers in between. So this could be a little bit of an expensive build, and I don't know if I'm fully prepared for that. So we'll see how far we go with it. Alright, so one of the first things that we need to do is we need to get a sawmill done. I've already prepared everything to get it. You guys have all been recommending it. I completely know about the sawmill. Let's get it going, and at least let's get it wired up so that we can get a little bit more wood, because in case you didn't know this, there is a lot of wood required once you start doing things like spruce drawers. So I'm going to get some wood started to process here, probably just regular old oak, and we can get that starting to sawmill down. It's a little bit of a noisy machine as well. So we'll get that. Do we have a chest? I think I used them all, didn't I? I think so. So what this is going to do is it's going to give us 6 planks instead of the 2 that we normally get. And it's also going to give us some sawdust, which is needed for lots of different things, like compressed. You can make paper out of it. And, you know, you can make like phytogrow and stuff like that. But equally, the compressed we can use to make binder composite and plastic sheets down the road for Mine Factory Reloaded. But either way, good little stuff. We're getting more wood for our buck is basically the main goal here. So, you know, getting 6 instead of 2 is a huge one-up in my books, if you ask me. So we need, I think that's pretty much enough. Let's get the pistons going. I'm making 32 of them because I think we're going to use a decent amount of them for this recipe. The next thing that we're going to need is we're going to need just standard drawers. So that's going to be a chest and 6 planks. So again, just more wood for the most part. Let's get that going as well. We'll get, you know, some of this like so. And that should work a little bit. And a little bit more. Thank you. Good and good. Okay, excellent. So that gives us 8 of those as well. And let's just put out our pistons just to be safe here. And the compacting drawers are going to need some of that stone and a little bit more iron. Alright, the last little bit, get a little iron here. Good to go. So this is going to give us 8 compacting drawers. Pretty decent start, if you ask me. And what we're going to need to do, it's still locking at 60 FPS. Anyways, I might have to restart the client or something. What we're going to be looking to do is replacing these caches with the compacting drawers. So, pretty easily done. We're just going to pull them off and put that guy down there, for example. Oh, dear, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. All right, pick it back up. We need this here. and we need to get some on us ASAP. There we no. Why you do this? Okay, let's just remove that for now. Good. Oh, really? I tell you what, guys. This game sometimes. There we go. So that is compressing it into iron ore gravel. And what we're going to do is we will just continually push that through. And I'm going to do all of these. I'm going to fix my software. I'm going to restart the client, all that kind of stuff. And then we will get this thing done. Alright, so a little bit of an upgrade here. Yeah, we got upgrade. I've done all of the compacting drawers for all of the different ore dusts. I may just do the last 3 there just because. But also what I want to get is a drawer controller here as well. So all the compacting drawers are good and ready. Let's get ourselves the drawer controller. Very nice. This guy's basically going to allow us to connect all of our drawers together. Now for right now, I think I'm just going to put it right there. And what this means is if I pull out a stack of gold ore, I can just throw it right back in. Pretty straightforward and pretty easy. So we have 425 there. Boom, we're back up to 425. Pretty straightforward and pretty simple system overall. Now, we have all of these compressed down to their, counterparts that could give us materials. I guess the big debate here is I really don't know if I want to go about hammering them or just start pulverizing and smelting them. Now, the main reason I say this is, for example, let's look at the iron gravel. All right. Now, for us to get it into an ex nihilo automatic hammer, you do get a chance of getting 2 of the crush. Yeah, it's so much better, isn't it? It really is just that much better to crush it all down. Okay, so that means that we're going to need some hammers. Now, sadly, pulverizers don't work in this sense, so we need the automatic hammer from X Asterisk. And this guy is really not that fast, which is a problem. We're going to need a lot of speed upgrades for it, and even then, it probably isn't even going to come close to what we need it to do. So we're going to need a decent amount of en-devour, some more pistons, and some anvils. Quite the expensive recipe, actually, overall. Not ideal in the slightest. Let's just put it that way. I guess I'm going to start making it then, because, yeah, we're going to probably go with, what, 9? That's 3 hammers. Is that going to be enough? 3 hammers, is that going to be enough? And some pressure plates. I really don't know. Well, let's start by making 3 for now. And we'll go from there. Alright, so 3 hammers. Wait, piston. Oh, man, I need a piston. Completely forgot about that. Anyways, that's okay. I need a little bit more time here. Anyways, I am already starting to feel quite exhausted. I do not know what is going on with me. I really hope it passes right away because I am sick and tired of not feeling 100%. That is not what we needed. We needed a piston. There we go. Good. So that'll give us our 3 pistons that we require. And we'll go like so, and that'll give us 3 automatic hammers. Again, not a ton. And these guys do need power, so that means we need to get power over to this section as well. Now, this is just supposed to be storage. So I think what we're going to be doing is these ones we don't need to pull out. These ones will be pulling out into wherever we smelt them down. So the dust will be pulverized and smelted. But the crushed and the gravel, or the sand and the gravel, need to be hammered down. So maybe I should make, you know what, let's make 1 more of these hammers. That way there's 2 for each. That might be a pretty good strategy overall. Okay, so we need to reorganize and resort some of this stuff. Now, one of the problems that we're going to have is this line here. We actually need to now pipe it in down here. So that'll pipe in right to the drawer controller. And all of these we can then disconnect in the middle. Because the drawer controller we can just input from. And then what this is going to allow us to do, well, first of all, it's going to save us on some cabling, which is kind of nice. But it's also just going to make the searches that much faster over here. So now we're actually searching almost like, what, 15, 20 less locations. So the sorting of our transfer nodes should go faster as well. And all of it should still get input into the drawer controller here. That's the main reason why I wanted the controller. Alright, now we have the 4 hammers, and I'm still kind of torn because the problem is we need to send these materials to the hammers, then we need to send it back to the system here, and then we'll need to send it back to the hammers again, right? So when you do the gravel, it's going to go to 2 hammers, for example. Those are going to get hammered down, and then it turns into crushed. Then those crushed are going to get sent to another 2 hammers. So what I'm thinking I'm going to need to do is set up a little area for this overall. Now, we really don't have the power for it either. If you guys have any ideas for more power, I could just do another water wheel or 2. That would help, but it wouldn't really be that great. We need to start looking at some better power options. We kind of have this set up here. We could potentially try to set up the hammers right here. That is a potential. But I kind of like them going into this first. So if I set them up over here, we could set up a filter on these pipes to send them to the hammer first, the ores, and then send it on down to the compacting drawer only. Now that would mean we'd need less compacting drawers overall, but I think down the road when we don't need as many, I may just start smelting them all anyways. So I'd prefer to have this set up for both potentials. So I think what I'm going to do instead is I think I'm going to make a little basement down below this platform for the hammers. And basically what we'll do is we'll run the power over there and underneath. And that should hopefully fix our problem here. Now, of course, to do that, that means a water bridge and all kinds of danger and excitement. That's just oh so much fun. So I'm going to place down the water bucket, let it travel for a little bit, and let's get some cobble, just because it's so easy and I don't care if I lose some of it. And one of the best ways to do this that I've found is you just go in water and you start pillaring straight down like so. Good. And eventually you have yourself a little setup. Gotta breathe. Breathing's good. Okay, there we go. And we have ourselves now a little platform. That's good. And I didn't really count how many I had or anything like that, but it should be good enough. Okay, now we should be able to pick it up like so. Good, and we should be able to see our little platform there. Now, one of the problems is, hopefully that's enough. I think it's okay. I think that should be fine with the torch there. So what we're going to need is we're going to need a good way to get down there all the time. And I think the best way to do that is probably with a rope ladder from Open Blocks. A little bit of string and some sticks. Pretty easy recipe overall. Let's get that guy going. Oh, really? Oh, really? And I'm a little bit short on string, I guess. So we'll have to get a little bit of string. Not that big of a deal, though. We can run on over and shear a sheep and handle that quite quickly. Okay, so a quick little rope ladder, just like so. And we'll just place it down right here. We'll break that and put down the rope ladder. And voila, we are now rope laddering down. Okay, very good. I'm probably just going to do this underside just out of cobble. I wouldn't mind getting a different type of cobble. But we can chisel it later. There we go. Okay, so a little bit of a basement. How far down did we go? 1, 2, what are we at? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's not bad. That's a decent amount overall. So in the meantime, I'm going to now build this up. We do have our builder's wand, so we might as well get it in use and get it working for us. We're going to get a little basement platform here, nothing too big, just enough to house some of the hammers. Now this will also enable us to expand on the basement further the other way if we do require it down the road. So just a small little platform, nothing too crazy. Always be careful that you have it all lit up properly. You don't want a whole bunch of mobs spawning on your base. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so we have the rope ladder down. Let's extend this one out one more. Good. We can pull some of these back. All right. So a decent little platform, nothing too crazy. We will need to get power down here from over there. I don't think it'll be, well, it might be a little bit difficult, but I guess we'll figure out a way. I may have to just pillar my way over to there or something like that. Come through the floor. I wish I had a jetpack. Maybe we will do that instead. All right. So one of these is going to be for crushed, and the other one is going to be for the gravel. So gravel, say, will go in here. Good. So we can do that and do this. Good. And we will say that the sand will go over there. So it'll all get input out like that, and then we can just have it pull back out on like the back side or something like that. So let me figure some of this out. You know what? We may, I think we're just going to get a jetpack here. I think we need to do it. I need it. I actually do need it. So leadstone jetpack is pretty easy to make, and it's basically the requirements for all the others. I cannot make the conductive iron one yet because we do not have an alloy smelter just yet. My power situation is far from ideal. We need to get that improved anyways, but this should do the job. But we don't really have a way to charge this, do we? We'll have to come up with that too. Oh boy. Okay, these are some recipes right here. Yeah, they are. Okay, let's, I guess, get some things started. We're going to need at least 2 of those, and we're going to need, I think, 2 stacks of coal is what we need for each of those. So let me get this guy all fired up, and we'll be back to make the jetpack. Alright, so we're getting somewhat closer here. We're just reached the 64 mark there. That's good. I have a couple of lead plates because we need some leadstone flux ducts, which basically transfer power. Very useful item. Let's that is which recipe? That is this guy right here. So 2 of these on each side. Very good. That leaves us with a couple. We probably won't use them too much. I prefer the next level up as soon as we can get there. This guy, though. Ooh, can't get that. Okay. So, last but not least is that steam dynamo. And for that, we're going to need a couple of copper gears. We need a silver transduction coil, as well as the copper, a couple more redstone chipsets. I'll have to make those, and the coal chunk. So let's get these guys all started to work here. So get the redstone going. Boom. Those shouldn't take too long, but our power situation is not ideal. I think I've said that about 3 or 4 times. Okay, that's good. We needed 4 copper gears. Okay, so that's 16 of you. And then we'll need another 4 on top of that. That is going to be for the actual crafting itself. We're going to need 2 silver. And this is going to be for the transducers. Transmission coils, that's what they're called. And last but not least is that coal chunk. So let's get these guys going. Boom, boom. Good. We'll put in this and this. And we need the coal chunk. So let's start worrying about that next. So we're going to need some pulverized coal. All of these tables are full. Every one of my tables is full. We got a problem. All right, good. Solution. Good. So that's a couple of coal balls. Very good. And these then get compressed, if I'm not mistaken. Compressed into coal ball chunks, or whatever they're called. Good. We're going to need a lot more flint. Why did I think we were going to need so little flint? There we go. Not that I'm too worried. We have a ton of flint anyways. Okay, good. We'll do this and get these going. So that'll give us 1 coal chunk, if I'm not mistaken. And another 64. We're almost there. I've already made the leadstone flux capacitor. It's very straightforward. The electrotine, lead, copper, and sulfur. All of which we already had ready to go. So, and I've already made the leather strap as well. Just some leather and some iron. Luckily, we have cows now, so that's not a problem at all. Good and good. Alright, all this just to automate this whole process. The other thing that this is going to allow us to do is it's actually going to get us proper storage for our ingots too. So that is another one of my major goals by getting this thing done. There we go. The rest of the coal, let's get this done. Good. And this will give us our other coal chunk as soon as it's done. Okay, so a couple coal chunks I think were the last thing we needed. Let's get this thing done. That is not the right one. This crafting table. Oh yes, the gears. I almost completely forgot about the gears. I tell you, sometimes I'm so, as bad as it sounds, I'm quite used to the other system as well, if you know what I mean. We're just so, you know, I'm so used to the auto crafting in the other world and having everything just available at all times. We'll get there, don't worry, but yeah, that's definitely a thing. Alright, boom. Couple steam dynamos, very good. These will then go into this crafting table to get our leadstone thrusters. Our leadstone thrusters with that and a little bit of lead is going to give us our jetpack. Very nice. Now, I did mention that we need a way to charge it. There's 2 main ways that we can do this. One of them is with an energetic infuser, but that requires a machine frame. So I'm going to avoid that for right now. What I think we're going to look at doing, I don't know if I can pull this off. Signal them. That's not that bad. Well, actually it is bad. I cannot make that yet. A capacitor bank. That is a bit of a situation. I guess I have to go with the energetic infuser. Which is a little annoying at this point. It's pretty expensive for what it costs. You know what? You know what? We can do this. We can do this. But I'm going to need a lot of redstone chipsets. So let's get those at least running for now. I wish I could disable this for a little bit, because our power is a bit questionable. Let me see. I'm going to get this breaker off of here and apply it over here, I think, because we are running into some problems with that. You know what? Let's do it right here instead. So we'll throw the breaker on here. This will connect over like that. What? What do you mean I can't connect it here? What are you talking about? Okay. Well, we're still connecting from up top there. I think I'm going to rewire all of this. I'm not really feeling this at the moment. So I'm going to work to rewire all of this stuff. Oh, it's because it was an L. No, LV should work. Okay, connect. Connect. Oh, that's because it's MV. Oh, that'll do it. I need an MV wire. Ha ha ha. It's funny. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Okay, so we are going to pull in all the power into that capacitor. God, it's fine. Okay, good. So we need an MV wire connector right there. And we're still going to connect it to the LV, like so. But this is then going to go down to here. So all of our power will come into this capacitor first of all. So it should be draining out on the lasers. Why is nothing happening? Oh, it's because it's not connected. That might do it. All right, we can connect this up. Again, there we go. It's connected back up to our power, which means we are storing power in the MV capacitor. And we're storing a decent amount. We have pretty darn good power when we do have it, all right? Now, I think what we're going to do is I'm just going to rewire this. Let me be back once we're done with the rewiring. Alright, so the problem that we're facing here is the basic capacitor I can't really do at this point in time. And the main reason I can't do it is because signalum, to be used in a smeltery to make destabilized redstone, you need pyrotheum as a fuel for your smeltery. Now, we can make pyrotheum dust, no problem, but we are unable to get blazing pyrotheum, the fluid, as far as I know. The only way that you can do it is you can smelt it, or really, or you can do it through a magma crucible. All right, so either way, we're kind of stuck. Now, the solution is, well, the energetic infuser. It's not the best, but it will do the job. Now, we do need a machine frame. We need a few transmission coils, some reception coils, all that kind of stuff. And for the most part, that's pretty straightforward and easy stuff to get overall. We can just throw in the copper like so and start getting some of that put together. So I'm going to do that. We're going to then finish up the episode with us completing the energetic infuser and our jetpack to be up and running. But to do that, I need an iron chipset. I need the full machine frame setup, which I'm working on with all of our machines here, but it's going to take a little bit. That guy's compressing. These can go into here, and of course you need the iron chipset. Now these guys are only shooting out 80 RF per tick at the moment, which isn't much. And with the machines on as well, as you can see, we're draining quite well. But I have them on a breaker now, so I can turn them off, and they've all been rewired accordingly. So let's get a little bit of this and get some of these up and running. The items that we require, those are good. We need the copper gears, and then we need a leadstone energy cell. So that guy is 9 more redstone. Beautiful. Good. And a little bit of lead and some glass. 4 glass and some lead. Oh, good. We still do have enough lead. All right. Beautiful. We can get that. That's easy. So we have almost everything ready to go. The last copper gears just pulled out right there. That's good. So the only thing we're waiting on is that machine frame. And that's going to take a bit of time. So I'll be back once that is all good and done. Alright, so the energetic infuser, very good. Pretty straightforward there. Now I'm just going to do a cardinal sin here. We're just going to hook it up to LV power at this point in time. And you're probably going, no, don't do it. But I don't plan on using it for all that long. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, because there's not really a need otherwise. So we'll connect these guys up, and as you can see, it's starting to power up. It's not getting very much power, but it will start to charge up our jetpack. It still has more than enough to handle the jetpack that we are currently rocking. So, you know, there you go. We have a jetpack. And now we can fly. Oh, flight is upon us. Anyways, guys, that is it for me. Thank you all so much. I really do appreciate the support. Again, I apologize for my absence. Really wasn't feeling all that great. But we will continue on with the auto processing and auto storage next episode with you all, and I'll see you then. Leave a like, subscribe, all that awesome stuff. I guess we could have built the jetpack first and then did all this. Hindsight, right? All right, there we go. Have a good one. Bye bye for now.